As the executive director of Shekinah Ranch Foundation, we are committed to foster character development and moral clarity for our youth, both locally as well as nationally. So many things are pulling at our children today, and all kind of double standards are being pushed at our children through government officials. Alternative lifestyles, you name it. I mean, thousands of children are aborted a year, but yet we tell our children don't kill. Children need a clear direction. Youth and young adults, all kinds of multiple examples and you name it is thrown at our kids. It's crazy. I think if I was a kid today, I'd be confused as well. I was thinking today and doing some writing, and I thought years ago when Janet Reno had all of the people killed at Waco, even though I didn't agree with the Branch Davidian, what do you think goes through the head of a young person when somebody storms and kills and burns up a whole community of people because they just don't agree with how they believe? Really interesting. Today you have sexual predators that are hired to do work for the government. They're on the registry list. But here in our city, of Dayton, Ohio, we have a sex offender that works with the sheriff's department to actually hold community block parties. It's a double standard. We put sex offenders on a registry list so that we know who they are. Hopefully that we'll be alert so they won't be able to offend our children or violate our children. And then we put them out in front and tell our community that they're a leader with all kinds of children around them. It's a double standard. And young people are confused. And that's why here at Shekinah Ranch, we aim to provide a clear-cut goal vision. We provide the difference between right and wrong, and we structure our programming so that they know what's right. Yeah, we require our young men to tuck their shirts in. We require our young men to respect the young ladies and the female counselors that are there. Take those earrings out of your ear and conduct yourself like a professional. We might not be understood, but growing up in the era that I grew up, we were taught to be professional. I remember my coach, Coach John Cooley of high school. He taught us young men to be young men. And we need to teach young men today to be young men. To say yes, sir, and no, sir. Yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. I hear parents, and they say, well, I don't want my child to say yes, sir, and no, sir. That means that they're subservient. Well, respect goes a long way. In fact, respect, we teach our young people, respect go a lot further than talent. So here we are again bringing you a message, and hopefully you parents will key in on what we're saying, because a lot is at stake here. You know, you have one chance to instill values and core values and morals in your children. And even in that, they have so much pulling at them at school and with friendships that your work is cut out for you. And when you have multiple children, you have multiple work. But I want you to know that Shekinah Ranch is here to support you. We're here to help you through the problem areas, and we're good at working with young men and young women and youngsters that have pretty much said they're smarter than you. Well, they're not smarter than you. They might be more committed, because when they get a desire to do something, they figure out how to do it. But parents, Shekinah Ranch is a place where you can bring your young people, and you have to support us too, but we train young people to be disciplined. We train them how to create an equation so that they can problem solve and critically think, so that they can work through the difficulties that's presented to them every day in school, whether it's drugs or illicit sex or a number of things that's presented to children today. Not that they weren't presented to us, but the radicalness of today is nothing compared to what we have grown up with in our day. I want to encourage you, parents. And some of you, I want to correct you. Some of you, I just want to flat rebuke you because you're negligent. We have a society today that has no boundaries. And in order to raise children so they're not young people, so they don't get involved with drugs and violence and you name it out there in the streets, there's got to be boundaries. We have to think for them. I look forward to talking with you next time.